I think in Lebanon at the moment we were struggling. We're quite lucky to have quite a large sway over our production houses that we work with, and we've taken the opportunity to assist them in moving to HD. So from our point of view, the ones we use, we've either managed to upgrade them because we own them, or we've managed to help them move through the HD transition.
I think so. One comment on Nick. I know from Lebanon, before MBC installed the HD studio, if you remember, there was one HD cam that was on before MBC bought 15 or whatever. So that gives an indication of
yes, I just want to comment on the issue of awareness and building, what is behind the change. One of the tasks of the Arab HD group is to create this awareness and increase it within, let's not just say the big broadcasters who probably know what it is, but the smaller broadcasters and the other broadcasters, public broadcasters. So with the help of 2454, the group was able to make sort of like sticks and not commercial, but breaks, HD breaks, I would call them.
Promotional
material, just to make first the viewer aware of what is involved in getting an HD signal, and second, a little bit educate the broadcaster what he needs to do. And these breaks have been distributed to all Arab broadcasters who would want to air them on their channels. Also, we did produce some printed material, some brochures in Arabic, and mainly in Arabic, but also in English, to describe, what the process of what is involved in making transition from digital, not digital, but from standard definition to high definition. So hopefully we are trying to do what we need, but sometimes maybe we need to do a little bit more.
And also next meeting of the Arab HDTV group, we will invite not only the technical people who are, most of them know about HD, even if they are not using it, to invite the editorial and the production part of the broadcaster to be involved in the discussion, not only the technology team.
Maybe just to carry on this, maybe it's a good community, good chance to invite everybody who is interested in high definition in the Arab world to be part of our group, because the group is not restricted to broadcasters. It is open for manufacturers, for satellite operators, for broadcasters, for even content aggregators. Anybody who is involved one way or the other in the HD chain is welcome to be part of the group. So this is an open invitation for everybody.
Dominic, you've got a greenfields site. You're actually a student Chinese, yeah? Right, okay. So any issues, or is being a greenfield site a happy place for you?
Well, it's always easier if you do it from scratch.
Sure.
To be honest with you, I don't think the technology is the hard part. I think enough people have done it. And it's only difficult if you're trying to do something that someone hasn't been done. I know when OSN or Showtime at the time went to HD, there were some issues with Dolby and Surround, because the editing for promos and the editing for censorship hadn't been done before. So the workflow was quite unique. But I think the technology issue is no longer a problem. Your point about all the careful design and working out where the delays are, working out how the system works, can get rid of that issue. So I think the problem still remains is content, having the content created and getting the content, and education. The organisations I've worked in the past, even the senior management don't really understand HD and the value proposition. HD is about retaining customers or getting a premium perhaps for a short period of time from existing customers. And that's where quality comes into it. If you don't have the quality, you don't have the distinction, you lose that window where you can actually get the benefit from HD before it becomes a norm. And I think even in this region, we're coming close to it becoming the norm now. So this is the future of technology. I see HD as very much the past.
To
Just to add to what Dom just said, then we saw the HD proposition as also multi-channel audio as well. So that was probably in our integration and the infrastructure, that was probably the hardest part of the build of the workflow, to get that multi-channel audio part of it.
This was actually one of the reasons why Dolby came to the region. It was a door that OSN opened to us here in the region when they started to migrate to HD, and they asked all these questions about multi-channel audio. We felt that it's the right time to come here. So I would like to talk about it from other perspective. We're here talking all of us technical, but I believe the main question is what people want to watch or to hear. And we've done a couple of studies on that. So people, when many channels, they went on HD in Europe and States, the people, and the sound was at that time still stereo, the early days, I'm talking 8-10 years back, 7 years back. There was, and then when we asked the people, how do you feel? They didn't really feel a big change going. It's not about the frame size, it's about the quality inside the frame. And then when we added the multi-channel to the HD, people start to even recognize the better quality in video. So the association between multi-channel audio, or let's call it better surround audio, with an HD, it was a good marriage. And then people, they start to like it this way. And that's why we believe that the multi-channel audio is a very strong proposition to any broadcaster to associate it with HD. And OSN, they're doing a great job in this area, and a few other broadcasters, others in the region. So I believe selecting your as Amran said, your frame size, 1080 fine, your frame rate, it's okay, your codec, what is it, how you want to broadcast, and then your sound, it's pretty much important in this game now.
While we're with you, Tarif, can we address the loudness issue that Omran raised? And I mean, I'd also like to actually broaden that out a bit and get some comments from others just about the general technical compliance here, which doesn't really happen in the same scale that it does in other places.
Again, loudness, it's an issue that came to the front by people. People were annoyed watching at home a difference between a program and another, between program and a promo, and between channel and another at the same time. And then as Dolby, we had to act. We've been playing the role of setting standards and innovating new codecs and technologies in audio, and we had a task to do here. And we did some innovation in this area. So when you right now, Dolby Digital Plus, which is considered the main codec used in HD broadcasts all around the world, and some of the broadcasters here, like OSN, they use Dolby Digital, which is the older version of it, but it's a good codec as well. When you use it, it will allow you to set your dial mode to a certain level, and then to fix this issue, especially when you work in a file-based environment. Again, there's few tools where you can channel your content through this, let's say, a box that fixes your loudness. So again, it's an issue came from people that something annoyed them, and then we are as innovation companies, we had to deal with it, and broadcasters as well now are looking to sort it out. And it's not a difficult task. It can be done. Especially, it's much easier in a file-based environment right now.
Is there enough attention given to general technical compliance? And maybe Hassan, can I ask?
About? Sorry?
Just general technical compliance, all standards, whether it's audio, loudness, picture quality.
Every transition has a challenge. We're offering the viewer a new experience, a quality of picture and a quality of audio, and we cannot just launch an HD channel with a mix of SD and HD. We're sending a wrong message then about this transformation. I see a challenge happening in between maybe the channels that are more into content acquisition to the channels that have complete production chain, which most of our content and schedule is depending on really local produced content. That's why we see a lot of channels just launching HD. But it's easy, live HD channels, HD content, acquired content. While the challenge really happening, as my colleague mentioned, where most of the schedule is really relying on locally produced content. And that transition, I think, like the transformation from black and white long time back to color, I think the people will understand. The most important thing is to, when we're launching an HD channel, comply with the target of the channel, the really good and the better audio and the better video.
Okay.
I was going to say about standards. I think during my time here.
Sorry, Nick.
Hello?
Can you speak up?
Oh, sorry.
You, Mark, and Hassan, all of you need to speak up a
There
bit
you go.
because I think people can't hear you.
Excellent. Can you hear me now?
If you turn your whole body
Fantastic.
towards Chris, that'll help.
Fair enough. I can shift the chair. I can walk over
We
there.
have to say that.
How ironic that it comes through in the technical compliance question.
I was going to say my experience with standards out here have been that they've been very much company driven. They've been very much the organisation you're in is setting down its standards. Where I think in Europe with the EBU, in the States as well, it's a much more formalised standards set of standards. And we also get with the amount of content that's coming in and the different places it's coming from, we can't necessarily apply our standards to those production houses or those third-party companies. So by the time it gets to us, we either have to do something to it, or we have to reject it. But then the rejection is not always a course of action because it's needed, or we can't do without it. So I think that's where ASBU comes in, is being able to bring these people together and actually have a formalised, real, enforced set of standards within the industry out here.
Yes. So is this? Exactly. Yeah. So is this a job for ASBU?
I must comment on this because then I don't have to be blamed. No, really, ASBU has addressed this. It's not only ASBU, also the HD group, the Arab HD group. We have the recommendations for which standards we take. Unfortunately, with audio, maybe we don't have a set very clear which standard to pick up. But for video, for the video, it's very clear what is the recommendation for video. Unfortunately, in our part of the world, standards or recommendations maybe sometimes are not taken very seriously. And it is easy, with all due respect, for some company to come to the broadcaster and convince them of a decision, and the broadcaster takes a quick decision without looking at what is happening in the other part of the chain or in other broadcasters and so on. So the recommendations are there. There are some recommendations for high definition signal and for even also with ASBU. But sometimes this is not very much followed, especially, I have to say, from private broadcasters. Because sometimes the private broadcasters think that they know better than ASBU or other bodies, So they just think. I have to be very frank with this. This is really, I've been working with ASBU now maybe almost 30 years, and I know what is happening. And we always try to, persuade all broadcasters to come on board, and even if they disagree with us, we listen to them, and they listen to us. Maybe they are better opinion, but hopefully this dialogue increases a bit more and more.
There is a lot of factors actually affecting this, the decision making about maintaining or adapting standards, the existing infrastructure, something ongoing. You cannot change.
And also on the manufacturing side, for example, the HD recommended 720p as a standard, while some big manufacturers, their products do not comply with that. Let's say Sony, on the production they adopted 1080R. So how would a decision is very hard for
change.
user to select which standard, although the recommendation was clear, but what's offered in the market does not work.
But the money comes from the end user, doesn't it? That's just not like to blame manufacturers for everything.
Money is, you have to look at it really as a cost of ownership. Don't look at what it has to cost you now. Just think that now I will own a system that will last for maybe 5 or 7 or 10 years. So at the end of the 10 years, if I adopt the standard now, how is it going to cost me until the end of the period? This is really what should matter, not only what I have to pay now and then maybe pay double that or more than that in the future. Having to have to make the change, for example, whenever everybody wants to go to 1080p, then it is a major change. It's not a small change from 720p to 1080p, but the major change from 1080i